Fourth grade into math, module 3 review, vocabulary. Number 1, draw a visual model and write a pair of equations to show why multiplication and division are inverse operations. So let's see if I had, let's see if I had, oh, I forgot to change that. Let's see if I had 12 x's. 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay, so if I were to put a multiplication problem with this array, what would the multiplication problem be? How many rows do I have? 3. So 3 times how many columns? Equals, right, times 4 equals 12. Now, if I wanted to figure this out, I could also circle these, correct? And they give me different groups. So I could also write 12 divided by how many groups do I have? 3 groups equals 4. So do those two equations match each other? Yes, they're just inverse operations. Concepts and skills. Number 2, how can you interpret the meaning of the equation? 30 equals 3 times 10 as a comparison. So that equal sign says what? Is, right? This is, the multiplication sign says what? Times, right? More than means what? Addition. Fewer than means subtraction. Okay, so which one of those matches what was given in the question? It says 10 is, what's with is? 30. So which one matches that? Letter D. Number 3, Diane waits 6 minutes in line to buy a movie ticket. Josh waits in line 4 times as long as Diane. Let M equal the number of minutes Josh waits in line. Select all the equations that can be used to find M. So let's pull out our information real quick. So 6 minutes, Josh waits 4 times as long as Diane. They want to know the ones that can be used to find M. So what am I going to set up for an equation? So we would have 6, and then what am I going to do? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Times. What? 4 equals M. Oh, poor did not like how I wrote that. Okay, so we have one that directly matches that. What letter? B, right? What other one could match that? F. Okay, A doesn't match because it has a plus sign. C doesn't match because it has a subtraction sign. E doesn't work because it has a what? Addition sign, right? And why would D not work? It has 4 listed, but only 4 times. Now, if it had 4 listed 6 times, could that maybe work? Possibly, but would still kind of be in the wrong order. Number 4, use tools. Jake has 40 pencils. That is 8 times as many as the pens he has. How many pens does Jake have? Okay, so do we know the total or in one part, or do we know 2 parts and we need the total? We have the total in one part and need to find the other part. So he has 40 pencils, right? And that equals 8 times P, right? Okay, so this also is 40 divided by 8 for an inverse operation gets us 5. So pens, he has 5 pens, right? Okay. So what am I going to pick? Letter A. Now, what if we wanted to know how many pens and pencils he had? What would we do? No, 40 plus 5, right? Write equations to model and solve the problem. Use letters for the unknowns. Alicia takes 7 minutes to solve the puzzle. Riley takes 4 more minutes than Alicia to solve the puzzle. Jordan takes 3 times as many. So let's do this. Let's break it down so that we're not reading all that and then forgetting what we need, right? Okay, so we need to find Riley, right? So Alicia is 7 minutes. Okay, Riley takes 4 more minutes than Alicia to solve the problem. So what are we going to do? More minutes. So we're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Add. So 7 plus 4 equals M for the number of minutes. What is 7 plus 4? 11 minutes. Okay, so now we found Riley, and then Jordan takes 3 times as many minutes as Alicia. Okay, so am I using the 11 minutes or am I taking the 7 minutes? The 7. So I'm going to put 7 by adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. Multiplying by 3 equals our number of minutes. What is 7 times 3? 21 minutes. So Riley was 11 minutes and Jordan is 21 minutes. Number 6. May has 18 red marbles. That is 3 times as many as the number of yellow marbles she has. Okay? She has 10. So let's find the yellow marbles real quick. They kind of did this backwards. So 18 red marbles and then 3 times for the yellow. Okay? So that is 3 times as many. So do we know the total in a part or 2 parts? The total in a part. So we would do 18 equals 3 times y. So to get that, what do I do? Well, I did multiply, so I had to do the inverse operation. So 18 divided by 3 equals
18 divided by 3 equals
6 marbles. Okay, then it says she has 10 fewer green marbles than red marbles. So 10 fewer green marbles than red marbles. So what am I going to do this time? 18 minus 10 equals the green marble. Equals the number of green marbles. So what is 18 minus 10?
8.
So 8 marbles. Number 7. During this year's park survey, rangers counted 28 eagles. That is 4 times as many as they counted in last year's survey. How many more eagles did the rangers count this year than last year? So this is a multi-step problem, right? Okay, so this year there were 28 eagles. And then that is 4 times as many as they counted last year. And then they want to know how many more eagles did the Rangers count this year than last year. So first of all, I need to figure out how many was last year, right? So I have the total and a part. So I'm going to take what? Well, 28 equals 4 times L. We'll put L for last year. Okay. So now what am I going to do? 28 divided by 4 equals what? 7. So 7 eagles. So last year they only had 7 eagles, right? Okay. Now what am I going to do to find the difference between last year's and this year's? I just used the word difference. Difference is what? subtracting. So what was this year's number of equals? 28 minus this year's, or last year's, which is 7. So what is 28 minus 7? So 21 equals. Number 8. Mr. Carney tells his class to draw pictures of different types of birds for the class bulletin board. Joel draws 8 pictures. Taylor draws 3 times as many as Joel. If 4 if 4 pictures can fit in a row, how many rows of the board can Taylor fill? So Joel does 8 pictures. Taylor 3 times as many as Joel. And then if 4 pictures can fit, how many rows can there be? So first of all, I need to do what? We know Joel draws 8, but we need to find how many Taylor draws. So what am I going to do? 8 times 3 equals what? 24. And then is that how many total pictures we have? No, because that's only Taylor. We need to know Joel and Taylor. So what am I going to do? 24 plus 8 equals what? Equals 32. So now there's 32 total pictures, okay? But they want to know if they put 4 in each row, how many rows they're going to have. So now what do I need to do? Oh, guys, I looked at this wrong. So total, they can do 8 rows, right? But they only want to know how many Taylor can fill. So we need to do what? We really only need to take 24 divided by 4, which gets us 6 rows. Overall, though, they can both fill 8 rows, right?